puff pastry recipe. What we need is a flour, some salt, water and the butter, and also we need extra butter for putting inside. Then I got 200 grams of plain flour. Then it's exactly the same amount of butter. What I'm gonna roll inside is the square what I already chilled in the fridge, making sure it's ready. What you need, basically half teaspoon of salt. I got 90 milliliters of water, and I got 35 grams of melted pastry butter. Out of this, simply we're just making the pastry, starting in a bowl, mixing all together, let the ingredients to become nice dough. Just quickly, as you see, it's very easy. The water for this should be cold or room temperature maximum, and the pastry is gonna be nice and soft. Don't be scared, it's gonna be quite fluffy, but that's how it should be. We're putting some flour on the table, taking the and making the pastry. Pastry is done, nice and soft, as you see. Just make them slightly flat, and it's going to the fridge. I'm shaping them more or less in square, as we will roll inside. It's gonna help with chilling process as well, but I made them shape of square. Some cling film, and that's going in the fridge for an hour. After an hour I start rolling the first layer with butter inside. That's it. Then see you in an hour. Pastry spend an hour in the fridge, ready to roll the first stage. Removing from the cling film. Gently flour the pastry as well, making sure it's not sticking. Flour the rolling pin, and what needs to be done now is roll in a square shape, big enough to close the square of butter. This I got here. This is the 200 grams of butter ready go to inside. This is the pastry butter, and like I say, it's in room temperature. I will close and I show you step by step how to do it. Just a little bit flour, making sure it's not sticking, and when you're rolling, make sure it's evenly rolled as well. Almost there. I think it's become big enough to be, and we close it in the shape of envelope, and I think that's gonna be okay. Okay, what I do now, I'm putting the butter in the center. There's about ½ inch of butter, and I'm closing gently. Okay, and I started rolling the pastry. I will roll now, basically to achieve the length 3 times longer than wider. I will fold it, and this is what's happened with every single time when we roll the pastry. After this is going to fridge for another hour or 2, depends how big the pastry are. Mine is quite small pastry, then I don't need to chill for so long, then it's gonna be slightly over an hour. Okay, and what I do now, as you see, I'm folding 1, or you can do actually, because it's quite a lot of pastry on this side, it's 1 and 2, and we're rolling now. We're turning 90 degrees and we're rolling that way. after, and we will repeat this operation 6 times. Then pastry is going into the fridge now for another hour. Time for the last roll. Unfolding the pastry gently again with flour on both sides, making sure it's not sticking to the board on the rolling pin, and I start rolling again. Rolling in the last time. Okay, and the pastry is ready actually. This is the last time when I'm actually rolling. What is left now? If you want to use this pastry, you should chill for another 30 minutes before you roll for whatever you want to use. You can use for the sweet pastries, savouries, and let's say just wrap, put another half an hour in the fridge and roll to about 3 to 5 millimeters thick for baking. Thank you very much. This is how to make puff pastry. Bye.